In order to explain the differences between Squarespace and Shopify, I want to start by talking about something that seems different. I want to talk about opening scenes in films. The first scene of any film sets the stage. It's why there's no dialogue in the first 6 minutes of There Will Be Blood. Just a silent Daniel Plainview struggling against the environment. First scenes are important. They tip the viewer off on what to expect. You could say the same thing about software. The first scene of software is the first screen that you're shown once you log in. So what are the first screens of Squarespace and Shopify trying to tell us? Squarespace's first screen is simple and clear, but do you see how the website is elevated above the interface? Notice that shadow? It's unusual. Most interfaces sit above. This is a subtle signal that you're meant to create something elevated and something beautiful with Squarespace. Shopify, on the other hand, doesn't even show your website in the first screen. Instead, it's a news feed of what's happening in your store. Your website is very important with Shopify. It's just Shopify has an even bigger vision than just a website. If you read their investor documents, you'll find that Shopify wants to be the unified back office for stores. A single place where inventory, sales channels, analytics, and orders can all be managed. So at a high level, Squarespace is about building beautiful websites. Shopify is about websites, but it's also about something bigger. It's about providing a back office for stores. I'm just scratching the surface here, so the rest of this video will explain how these high-level differences manifest themselves in themes, features, pricing, and more. My videos are supported by affiliate commissions, so if you'd like to try Shopify or Squarespace, you can click a link to both in the video description below, and I may earn a commission. All right, let's do this. Squarespace has a visual drag and drop page editor. You click into a page, and from there you can add content blocks and drag them into rows and columns. If you want to add space, there's a spacer element. There's a wide selection of content blocks that you can add to pages. Forms, maps, restaurant menus, buttons, audio players, photo galleries, charts, and a bunch more. Shopify has what's known as a WYSWIYG editor. WYSWIYG stands for what you see is what you get, and you can think of it as feeling similar to Microsoft Word. It's a text editor that lets you place images and videos in line with the text. And just like with Microsoft Word, creating layouts with a WYSWIYG editor can be painful. So Squarespace definitely has a better page editor. And this is a reflection of what I mentioned at the beginning of this video. So at a high level, Squarespace is about building beautiful websites. Squarespace is all about empowering users to create beautiful websites. Shopify's page editor isn't as good as Squarespace, but that's also about priorities because static pages aren't as important in e-commerce. Instead, the most important pages in e-commerce are what I'd call dynamically generated pages. So these are things like product pages or collection pages. A static page is like an About Us page. Squarespace has strong e-commerce. It's a good choice for small stores. In fact, in the past, I've used Squarespace over Shopify when I've needed to build custom product pages. But overall, Shopify is just in a different class from Squarespace when it comes to e-commerce, which should make sense. You can use Squarespace to make all kinds of websites. Restaurant websites, blogs, photography portfolios, and a bunch more. Shopify, on the other hand, just focuses on e-commerce. So it makes sense that they would have more powerful e-commerce features. Shopify's competitors are more like heavyweight e-commerce builders like BigCommerce, Volusion, Magento, or WooCommerce. And as you can see from Google Trends, Shopify has overtaken these competitors over the last 10 years. So how did Shopify win the e-commerce market? Well, they won it by relentlessly launching innovative features. Let me give two examples. The first example is Shopify Payments. In order to accept credit cards, online stores need what's called a payment processor. Payment processors are third-party companies like Stripe or PayPal. In 2013, Shopify launched Shopify Payments, which was their own payment processor. So while other website builders like Squarespace require you to integrate with a payment processor like PayPal, Shopify has Shopify Payments, which means everything is included in one package. This is classic Shopify, taking a complex barrier to entry and simplifying it or removing the barrier completely. Let me give you one more example of an innovative Shopify feature, the App Store. You see, most e-commerce websites have unique needs. Think of all the unusual edge cases in e-commerce. Gift wrapping, inventory integrations, product reviews, and upsell recommendations. For some stores, these features will be super important, but for other stores, they won't need to think about them at all. These are the types of features available in Shopify's App Store. So Shopify's core covers 80% of what users will need, and the App Store covers the remaining 20%. There's all kinds of apps. There's apps for customer support, fulfillment, SEO, retention, shipping, conversions, and a bunch more. Shopify was the first store builder to launch an app store, and it's now by far the most popular app store among store builders. They have far more apps than competitors. None of this is a knock on Squarespace. Squarespace is still a good choice for simple e-commerce websites, and it's especially great if you need content alongside e-commerce. My main point is just that Shopify is really, really powerful, and it's what I'd recommend for most online stores. Squarespace has beautiful, modern website templates. I think they have the best templates of any website builder. This is, of course, subjective, but maybe not as subjective as you might think. Squarespace offers 70 templates. They're all provided by Squarespace and have a similar look and feel. Fresh and modern, with plenty of white space to showcase photos. Squarespace provides support on all their themes. There are 10 free themes included in Shopify. They're all really good too. They're fresh and modern, and importantly, they showcase product photography really well. If you'd like a wider selection than these 10 free themes, you'll need to buy a theme from a third-party theme developer. It's important to understand that Shopify doesn't provide support for third-party themes. The theme developer does. There are two types of Shopify theme developers, verified and unverified. Verified providers can sell their themes in the Shopify App Store, and there's around 70 themes available. Verified providers are vetted to ensure that they provide proper support, which is good. You don't want your theme to get out of date within a year. Unverified themes are for sale on other marketplaces like ThemeForest, which have about 900 Shopify themes. These theme providers are not vetted. When it comes to theme customization, Squarespace is the best. It manages to be both powerful and intuitive. Basically, the customization options for your theme are listed in the sidebar. You can scroll through them and make specific changes. For example, let's change the navigation font. If you get overwhelmed by the length of this list, you can also click an element in the website to show which style options are available for it. It's really clever. On the surface, Shopify's customizer tool looks similar, but it's actually not as powerful. It's more about enabling or disabling theme options than it is about serious theme customization. For example, if you want to change the font color of the navigation, you'll actually need to edit the CSS code of the official Shopify theme. There's no other way. Here's a few tips about comparing Squarespace and Shopify's pricing plans. At $16 a month, Squarespace's personal plan is the cheapest plan between Squarespace and Shopify. But it's also not an e-commerce plan. The next cheapest plan is the business plan, which technically includes e-commerce, but it also has a 3% transaction fee, so it's still not really a serious e-commerce plan. Squarespace's basic commerce plan is the first plan for serious e-commerce, and it costs $30 per month, which is a hair more expensive than Shopify's $29 basic plan. This is really where the comparison should begin. One thing you'll hear from users is that costs can add up with Shopify. For example, purchasing a custom theme typically costs around $150, and many apps in the app stores have monthly fees. Squarespace doesn't have any of these upsells. Everything is just included. To get 0% transaction fees with Shopify, you need to be using Shopify Payments. If you want to use a third-party processor with Shopify, you'll need to pay a transaction fee, which is too expensive to recommend. Shopify has a plan that's tucked away in the bottom of their pricing page called Shopify Lite. It costs $9 per month, and it lets you add products to social media or to a blog. Shopify also offers Shopify Plus, which is for online stores with large scale. There's no set price with Shopify Plus. Instead, prices are set by a quote, and they generally run from $2,000 to $40,000 per month. Finally, both Squarespace and Shopify include a 14-day free trial with no credit card required. This is awesome. Other website builders require a credit card, which means if you forget to cancel, you get charged, which it's basically a scam. Thankfully, Shopify and Squarespace are above this. Squarespace and Shopify are both excellent tools that I recommend, but they have key differences. Squarespace is about beautiful websites. It has an excellent page builder and excellent theme customization to match. Shopify is about providing a back office for stores, and they have a long list of unique features to support that vision. It's an excellent choice for any e-commerce website. My videos are supported by affiliate commissions, so if you'd like to try Shopify or Squarespace, you can click a link to both in the video description and I may earn a commission. Thanks for watching. Best of luck with your website.